Okay. Just moving on to tee shots with a wood club. So par 3 with a wood club. I'm looking at elevations on this one. So what I find is, I mean, this one's clearly quite a way downhill. So if you are downhill like that, what you'll tend to find, you see I've got no spins applied, and if you look at the shot view, I don't need to apply spins. So I know a lot of players would just do that, maximum backspin, and sort of land like that, and I'm reasonably sure that they'd get close. But my suggestion is to make the shot view always look the same. So if you just apply max backspin on everything, then your shot view is going to look different. It's just gone a bit weird. So what I mean by that, in the last video that I posted, I tried to show this. Basically, just going to hide those grids again. It just makes it a little bit easier to do this part. So what I mean is that, so you want to sort of project where that second bounce is going to be, and if you apply maximum backspin, you're going to get a totally different looking shot. But the way to dial in, I've not quite done it with the root yet, I've got to be totally honest, but I'm not far off. If you just apply maximum backspin, if you've got an uphill shot, it's going to look like that, even if you've got maximum backspin. But because this is a downhill shot, it tends to stop dead. So I only need pretty much 0 backspin on this one to get the shot view looking like it's going to sort of finish halfway. Not a great line that, but sort of like that. And that's projecting the shot view, which is equidistant between rings number 1 and rings number 2. It's around about 1.5 rings from landing. So now that I've done that, now that I've determined how much spin I need to use, I need to go and check out all the different things that I mentioned in the last video, which is, you know, move your ball guide, move your target sort of around. See, I'm just looking at that, and seems to be, is that just a bit of a glitch maybe, but it seems to be reasonably flat. So we are playing with a crosswind, right to left, so I'm going to straighten it up with a little bit of right spin. Should just check it up on the first bounce. Now, if you watched the last video, it was with the Bigfoot, it's with a different club, but looking at the ball guide, the shot view, and the position of the hole, so I'm looking at the position of the hole in crosswind. I want the hole to be on just inside the second ring. So this is ring number 1, ring number 2, yep, number 3 there. So just inside that second ring. If I was playing with headwind, I would place it in a slightly different position. I would place it sort of there, about 1.6 rings. In tailwind, about 2.2 rings. but because I'm playing in crosswind, I'm going to place it there. 1.9 rings. Right, so that's the position, and the next thing to do is you do this at the start or at the end, is work out the exact calculation. So let's turn the grid on for this. Just make it a little bit easier. I could just put my finger on the screen. Show grid continuously. Show grid continuously. There we go. I could just put my finger on the screen to do this, but it's an easier way, is just use the grid. So that's minimum distance. I'm going to push up 5 rings. 10 rings. Probably won't get this far, but so that's 11.2 rings. So I'm just looking at it goes a bit funny, my screenshot, when I've got the grids turned on, so I'll just turn them off again. 11.2 rings from there to there. So now what I need to do is count rings from min to where I need to be. So I'm just going to push up to 3 rings there. So it's about 3.1. 3.1. So now let's just have a little think and work that out. So 11.2 minus 3.1 is 11.2. Bit of brain fade. 11.2 minus 3.1 is 7.9. Is that right? Minus, I'm just going to use the calculator. Sorry, it's early. 8.1. Can't even think. So 8.1 rings from max. 3.2 from minimum. So then if I say 11.2 divided by 3.1, 3.6, 3.61, so that's about 11.2 divided by 3.1 is 3.6, so I'm about 36% club. About 36% club, just using a little bit of maths, just working out. I just did total rings divided by rings from minimum. Which leaves me 36%. So 1.42 is the number that I've got for maximum club. 1.5 is the number that I've got for minimum club. So I'm just offsetting to the right. So I'm going to go, let's have a think. So 0.8 is the range, 1.42 to 1.5, 0.8 times 0.36, that's 0.28. So just working out the ratio. So I need to do 0.28 plus 1.42, sorry, 0.28, 1.5 minus 0.28, 0.028, 0.28, it's about 1.47, so 3.5 divided by 1.47, 2.5 rings exactly. Sorry if that was a little bit long-winded and I was just mumbling to myself, but I was just trying to work out the numbers. Generally, I don't do that. I just sort of eyeball it, but just trying to be as precise as possible. I generally just work the numbers out in my mind, so I'm going to go exactly 2.5 rings on this one. Right there. And let's see what that looks like. I've got the ultimate shot. You can see very, very close to the drop. It actually lipped out, that one, hit the hole and just sort of just lipped out. So that's using the same technique as the last video. You can get as in-depth in the numbers as you want. The numbers I use for the root club that I was just using are 1.42 for maximum and 1.5 for minimum. That's based on trial and error and speaking to other people and checking the results that they get. So you can see that was really close. So I can generally hit to 850 or better. So you can see the first couple of holes, 892, 883. Couldn't have got much closer without dropping. And yep, so if you are struggling to dial in that kind of shot, don't just hit max backspin and, you know, just hope for the best and try and guess. Get each shot looking the same. I could have even used possibly a different club like the Stingray, you know, a more accurate club. So you get a better, the rings are smaller so you can measure them better. But yeah, just an idea for helping you out, trying to dial in, get each shot looking the same, get the shot view looking the same, and that'll help you because repetition, and consistency, that's the key to dialing in. So I hope it helps. Thank you very much.